Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Motocross Supercross podcast.
Episode 215. We are headed into round 16 of this Monster Energy Supercross series. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Yo. So coming into the end of this season, which is kind of upsetting, but
2 rounds left. 2 rounds left.
Everything must come to an end.
Yep, the West Coast is already, they only have Vegas left, and now we got our East Coast and then Vegas. So East Rutherford, MetLife Stadium, actually busy time of year with the draft happening and stuff with this football. So yeah, it would be cool just to be back there where they didn't race there last year. And of course, football stadium open. It's kind of the New York City race. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. This season is coming to an end, and these points are close. It's not over yet, which is nice in either of the classes. And this weekend could really spice things up, especially with Austin Faulkner going to ride injured, torn ACL or whatever he's got. And then with the 450s, Cooper Webb only 18 points up on Eli Tomac. And Eli Tomac looks like he's going to finish this season strong. So this could be really interesting this weekend.
Yeah, everything is coming down to Vegas. Well, although in the 450 class, maybe it could be wrapped up this weekend. But the 250 guys, they're still going all the way to Vegas, man. We got Austin Faulkner, only 3 points on top of Chase Sexton. And it cannot get any better than this.
Yeah, so before we jump into these points and all the scenarios like that, let's talk about the weather because MetLife Stadium, it is not a dome. No dome. No dome here, bro.
No dome here. Yeah, we're done with the domes.
Dude, another fun fact about MetLife Stadium, I don't know if we've talked about this yet, but did you know it was built on a landfill?
I did not know that, but I can see that now because it's a little bit out of the city. Like it's like its own thing. Like there's nothing really around it, so I can see that.
Yeah, so there's your fun fact. That's pretty fun, right?
That was hilarious.
All right, so looking at the weather, it's weird. The weather's weird, bro, because the high is 57 degrees. That's pretty cold.
Oh wow,
that's
low really cold.
The low is 46, which is still cold, but there's not really like much of a difference here. Like in Florida right now, it'll get like what, high 60s at night and then like 85 in the day, like that 20 degree like kind of jump. But here we got, not even 10 degrees, 9 degrees difference between the night and the day. But no, they're not calling for any rain on Saturday, but Sunday they are calling for some PM showers. So it looks like we're gonna escape this week with no rain. Just some coldness.
Hopefully it moves in. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, we do need some. Dude, that would really spice things up. That would do it. Or if it happens in Vegas, we get like a huge rainstorm or something.
It's happened before, so yeah.
It definitely has. It definitely has. So the weather looks good. Just cold, man. Just cold.
And it's a little weird for this time of year over there, but hey, man, Denver was cold and we saw what happened there, so I can't wait.
And this race is happening also like earlier, right? It's happening
Yeah, it's actually going to start at 5 p.m. Eastern time, which is really early. It's actually a little bit earlier than Denver.
A little bit earlier than Denver. It's kind of the same temperature as Denver, too. 57 degrees, maybe a little tiny bit warmer, but it did warm up at the end of that Denver race. So that's exciting, man. Weather looks good. We're going to have some good battling happening. And we're going to have some people back who were originally out with injuries. Like Christian Craig is the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, in the 250 class, we're going to have Christian Craig. I don't know if we mentioned it or not. He was riding a couple of weeks ago, and he feels good, and he's in for this weekend. He said he was heading out to East Rutherford. As we remember, he was out with a fracture and dislocated thumb that, it kind of stopped his season or never really started because he was originally going to start the West Coast, and the whole thing happened. Then he was going to go with the East Coast. Then this whole other thing happened. And now he's just going to race these 2 last races.
Yeah, whenever he came back, he only did that first East Coast race, Minneapolis. And he got 20th place. So he tried to come back, but it looks like he might be better now. But that picture he posted on Instagram where he said he was heading out to East Rutherford and it's like digging this setup and stuff with all his gear and stuff. I thought that picture was funny because Chad Reed commented on it and he was like, you need white gloves and the white helmet. Like Chad Reed with the fashion advice, really coming through.
Yeah.
Legend Chad Reed, my bad.
That lit kid.
Yeah, but I think Chad Reed's got a point there. I think he's got a point. So Christian
or maybe
Craig,
like red, that like red gloves, red helmet.
No,
I don't know.
If Legend Chad Reed says get
You're
white
right.
gloves and a white helmet, you do it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Maybe he will. Maybe he will for this weekend. He'll take that advice.
He better. That's all I got to say. He better. But
somebody else.
Yeah, who else we got?
Somebody else is going to be in for us or for this weekend. It's going to be Austin Faulkner. As we know, he suffered a crash in Nashville and sustained a knee injury. It was listed as a day-by-day thing, but he can't. He has to race, right?
He has to. I mean, he's only up 3 points. So I mean,
which is crazy.
You got to do it, man. If you can ride that bike, you do it.
Yeah, that's crazy. And
Plus,
that's the thing. Can he ride that bike? Because we know that he tried doing it for, I want to say, the LCQ or whatever, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, well, they were saying on the broadcast that the majority of his pain was coming from the bone bruise. And Ricky also said that he tore both his ACLs and he would ride. He would ride a couple weeks. He's like, oh, he's got a couple weeks. So
Ricky, yeah, you're right. Ricky did say that he rode the actually destinations like that.
Exactly. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to do it. He's gonna do it, and this is how champions are made. Can you fight through the pain, fight through the adversity, and then still win? He can't just, qualify for the main event. He's got to go out there and perform. You know what I'm saying? He's got to step up. So this championship is his if he can do it.
Definitely. No, you're absolutely right. It's still crazy that he's still in the points lead and that he's going to come back with a red plate. But
how crazy is it, though, if Chase Sexton can pull this off, too? Like, no matter what happens, it's going to be an awesome story.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Chase Sexton, he's been fighting. He's been battling out. He's been putting good results. Unfortunately, he was not able to do it in Nashville. He can do it here. As I mentioned, can Austin Faulkner ride a bike, and can he ride fast? Because it's not only being able to ride, he has to be able to battle. And that's the main point right there, I think.
Yep, so he's got 151 points. Chase Sexton has 148, and then 4 points behind Sexton is Justin Cooper. So, I mean, maybe he's not even out of it either. If, something happens to Faulkner and Sexton, and Justin Cooper has a good weekend, then, what if he sweeps in and takes this championship? Like, this is insane.
That's also a good point because the kid is actually originally from New York. And him and Hartraft are actually, they've been battling since 50s pretty much in that area or in that region, whatever you want to say. So Justin Cooper, the kid, is actually going to have the crowd behind him.
Yeah, so it's definitely going to be interesting. Who else do we have back? Is Jordan Smith back?
Jordan Smith is not back, but he is riding. He said in his Instagram, finally back on my dirt bike. Feels so good to finally be back. The wrist is still a little bit sore, so I'm just easing back into it. But I've definitely missed it. Thanks to Tiger for winning me $100. I guess he had a little bet that Tiger was going to get the
Masters.
The Masters, yeah. So... But yeah, he's definitely riding, but I don't think he's not in for this weekend, which is a little bit unfortunate, but he's out of this battle, obviously. He's out of the top 10, so.
Okay, all right. Is there any other 250 guys that are back?
Yeah, Jace Owen is also going to be back this weekend. He was out due to a broken vertebrae and muscle contusion in his back, but he's back for East Rutherford.
Yeah, that was in Daytona. That was, in March. So awesome. That's really cool. He looked really fast, but didn't qualify in Atlanta. And then in Daytona, he got last place, of course, because he got hurt. But yeah, so I mean, that'd be cool to see. I mean, he was dominating in some arena cross, so let's see what he can do. He's got a couple chances to prove himself.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. In the 450 class, though, we have Justin Braden, who will return to racing after tearing his MCL and straining his ACL in Seattle, but he's in for the last 2 rounds.
All right, good. We got some Justin Brayton action back. That'll be nice because he's still sitting in 12th place in the points, so maybe he can gain another spot or 2.
Yeah, well, and he's also someone that can make things, interesting up front because he can battle.
Of course, hopefully he's, we'll see how injured he still is. He got pretty jacked up when he went flying through the air with Chad Reed.
Yep. Yeah, somebody that it's a local also in the New York area is Ronnie Stewart. As we know, he had that crash with Tyler Ectegknapp.
In Nashville, yeah.
Yeah, in Nashville. So he's not in.
Oh, no.
He's not in, but as we know, he's got the Stew Crew, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Stew Crew, where you had, $62. You get the ticket, you get the T-shirt, the swag bag, the pit pass, whatever. You got like the whole package deal. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be there, and he's gonna give his fans and his Stew Crew. He's gonna give them the experience of the Supercross. And as I've mentioned before, a couple of years back, he had that whole yellow section. I believe he's going to do another yellow section. He's not going to change the color of it. He said he's going to keep it original. So that's going to be a cool thing. He posted on his Instagram yesterday, like the seating chart of the whole section and whatnot. And he was picking up all the tickets. So it's kind of cool that he's still out there and he's still, I guess keeping his promise to his peeps.
Yeah, that's nice. That sucks, though, because I think he said he sold over 250 tickets.
Oh, yeah. It looked like a lot of people were going to be there, or it's going to be there.
Yeah. Well, that sucks, but that's good that he's at least good enough to be there because that was a scary crash, and I guess that's good. But yeah, looking at the points for this 450s, as we said, Cooper Webb, 18 points up on Eli Tomac, and Eli Tomac is 5 points up on Marvin Musquin. So there is still a battle between those 3, but more Eli Tomac and Cooper Webb. But Cooper Webb is looking good. If he can just, stay consistent and stay kind of up near the front, then he shouldn't have any problems. Ken Roxon, he's kind of in a world of his own, sitting in 4th place in front of Baggett, and Wilson sitting in 6th, who's out.
Still dealing with a lot of things, Ken Roxon.
Yeah, just bad weekends, man. He just had so many bad weekends in a row. So, yeah, I mean, he's got a couple races left to prove what he's all about just because he just hasn't been doing great. So,
can he get a win? I mean...
Yeah, it's so funny. Like at the beginning of the season, we're like, all right, you think, all right, yeah, Ken Roxon, yeah, he'll probably get a win. Marvin, yeah, he'll get a win. Tomac, Webb, Seeley, will he get a win? Yeah, he could probably get a win. Dean Wilson, yeah, he could probably get a Savat, but it's like no one's really gotten any wins except Webb, Tomac, Musquin, Baggett, and Barsha, who's out. So the points look good in this. It's definitely going to be some awesome racing this week.
I like this track, dude. This track, I like the layout. We have a 180-degree turn, like another wide turn. It's only going to be used for the start, which is a great thing. They have 2 whoop sections. They have a big rhythm section on the side, a small one in the middle. They have a big finish line jump, and I really like the jump over the start thing. It's got a pretty good flow. I like that nice little turn. It's got that 90-degree turn, and then it's got I don't know how many degrees that will be, but you will come back and kind of jump over the starting line area.
I love that. I love that so much. We saw that at Anaheim 1, and they had those huge doubles going over the track. So it's really cool that they're bringing that back because I thought it was just sick, and they were just skying those so big. So that's pretty exciting. I do like that.
I like that. I like this layout a lot, and it looks like it's gonna be some good racing. We're gonna go back, kind of back to back whoop sections, which is also a good thing. We got to see how big they're going to be from the layout. Obviously, you can't really tell, but I'm a fan of big whoops. I wish they come back with the really big whoops they had in Nashville. Those were awesome.
Yeah, they were big and sketchy. But
Exactly.
We talked about the points. We talked about the injuries. We talked about the weather. We talked about the track. Is there anything else that we should talk about for this preview for East Rutherford, round 16 of 17?
I think we covered pretty much all. Just stay tuned for our picks in our next episode because we might have something new. Maybe.
Maybe. We will see. But yeah, we'll see you guys next time.